Welcome back to another episode of the Riding Shotgun podcast.
Welcome back.
So today we've actually been out filming in central London. It's been a horrible day in terms of weather. It's been absolutely chucking it down, which is why we might look a little bit
dishevelled.
Yes. But no, we were out filming in central London today. We filmed in a really lovely practice.
Yeah, very nice practice.
Very modern, wasn't it?
Yeah, doing some film with one of our kind of large clients, kind of trekking all around the country. But no, it's been a good day so far.
Yeah, it was.
Other than the weather.
Yeah, other than the weather, it was a quick one. So we didn't need too much gear today. It was just literally a light tripod and
yes, I say don't be fooled by what's behind me.
Oh no,
that's mostly an amp from a gig that I did at the weekend. So not camera gear for once.
But yeah, no. So that's pretty much what we did today. On to like the topics and things today.
Yeah.
I think a cool one that you mentioned about the other day was you saw, you were talking about an ad that Ryan Reynolds made or was in.
Right, so Ryan Reynolds, we were aware of the enigma that is Ryan Reynolds. So he started off as a Hollywood actor and is now a mobile phone carrier magnate. He's got his own media company. He owns a football club. Like, what's he not doing these days?
He's doing it all, really.
He's doing it all. But wanted to talk specifically about and gin. He's into gin.
But gin, like the alcoholic.
Yeah. Not like, I'm sure he's into gin as well. But
yeah.
So he was his media company, specialised in marketing and advertising.
Yeah.
Made an advert for, I believe it was Samsung.
Okay.
So Samsung, one of their TVs. And in the middle of that advert, he showed, to show off the TV, he showed one of his own films.
Okay.
That's coming out in a few months. So that's now an advert.
So advert within that. Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
And then part of the way through the film playing, a pre-roll ad came up.
On the telly?
On the telly.
Okay.
Of his aviation gin.
So he's done 2 ads within an ad?
Yep. The advert in an advert, whilst also being paid, I assume, by Samsung.
Yeah, it's very smart.
To advertise his own film and his own gin brand.
I assume Samsung would have paid him less, considering he had his own 2 ads within their ad.
See, that's the thing. That's what I don't know. Because if I went to Ryan Reynolds and he said, like, look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to advertise my own stuff. But it's going to be absolutely hilarious and will probably go viral. As a company, I'd be like, look, that's why we're employing you. Do what you need to get our company in front of as many people as possible.
But then as Samsung, wouldn't you be worried that the shine gets taken off of the TV and the
problem is that you just end up with like a product thing of just someone saying, look at the TV.
But I mean, like you say, if his case was, if I do this, it will go viral, it's obviously worked. Because everyone's talking about it, it's got millions of views.
It's hilarious.
And the fact that you say it, but to be fair, everyone is saying, have you seen that Samsung ad that Ryan Reynolds is in? So they are acknowledging it's a Samsung ad. So,
and I see, if it's just about eyeballs, he got eyeballs on it. And that's, at a base, that's all marketing is.
And I assume the advert on the screen is crisp and is made to show off the telly.
It looked phenomenal. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But,
so,
I think that's pretty cool. I mean, on a completely unrelated note, something that is probably going to split an audience straight down the middle happened. I think it was the other day in America. A former military person, no idea whereabouts in the military he was.
Sure.
But someone ex-military has swore under oath that aliens exist.
See,
now
you mentioned this the other day. I haven't actually done any more digging into it.
No, so
you need to enlighten me.
I think the thing that I find crazy about it is if you swear under oath, that's like the highest level in America. You know what I mean? Like,
you should probably be telling the truth.
Yeah.
Probably.
And I saw a funny video on TikTok. They were sort of reenacting the situation, and one of the people told this other person that aliens exist, and he sort of just sat there and was like, "Oh, great, okay." And I think it really it shows that today it's going to take a lot to sway anyone into believing anything unless they actually see it with their own eyes. Today, everything is so censored, and we're all so desensitized on just things that happen in life.
And I suppose the whole fake news thing recently.
Yeah, and you know, like we could have just been told that aliens exist, and no one gives a damn. Like, no one seems to be bothered. No,
because nobody believes social media, believes the government.
Yeah,
I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
No, of course, but
it's
like you say, if someone is swearing under oath, surely it's true. But you know, you only know how you. Personally, I'm not going to believe it till I see it. Unless I see myself sitting in the car of an alien, I don't think I'll personally believe that.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, like, you know, like from the movie Paul. Yeah, or the little alien in the caravan. I mean, if I'm not going on a road trip with an alien, then I'm not going to believe aliens exist. Personally, anyway. That's personally.
But I'm all for it. It's just, you probably need more than one guy saying aliens exist. Yeah.
Or they saw a flashlight in the sky and it was an alien. Anyway, I just thought that was a funny one to speak about.
Yeah, taking the tin foil off, hat off for a little bit.
Yeah, I thought it would be fun. But on the other note, in terms of the sporting world on social media right now, England women are through to the quarterfinal of the World Cup, which is great news. We took out Nigeria in penalties 4-2.
Yeah, which is good.
A red card in the 88th minute. So to come out on top, to come out on top of that is very good. And also, like we say, we spoke about women's football a little bit and before on the other podcast, and it just goes to show that the media is finally picking up on women's football.
I was going to say, this year, maybe last year was kind of like the beginning of all of this. Yeah, but it's definitely being picked up. Which again,
football's football. The more football on the telly, the better. You know, if there's football on the telly, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But no, so that's pretty much that. Congratulations to the girls.
Yeah.
Anyway, next topic is something that I think it's your realm. You sort of, it's all for you. So if you want to sort of enlighten me.
So what's this one?
Talking about the new superconductor they have decided.
Yeah. So this is me showing my nerdy side. So obviously, supercomputers have been a thing for the past few years. Like IBM, Google, all trying to create one.
Yeah.
To be able to run really complex calculations, something far beyond what we could have managed ever. But the only problem with them is because of the materials used, they have to be run under very specific conditions, mostly at very cold states.
Yeah.
So, like hidden in like liquid nitrogen, that kind of thing. But a lab out of, I believe, Korea has just released a paper saying that they've managed to make a material that is a superconductor at room temperature and not under pressure.
So what you're essentially saying is I can run a superconductor in my computer under my desk.
Possibly. So the reason supercomputers are impossible at the moment is because they just don't have the materials don't work that we have access to at the moment.
So just for people that don't really understand what a supercomputer is, do you want to quickly describe how many there are in the world and who owns them?
So it's big corporations like IBM and Google. There are not many like single digits in the world of these things.
I assume they cost upwards of 100,000.
Upwards of 100 million.
Okay.
We're talking entire teams of development just to make these computers.
Okay.
And most of them are done to simulate complex calculations.
Okay.
To like map out the universe, like really things that would take a normal computer years and years and years and years to ever get even near.
Okay.
But these computers can do it in a matter of minutes. Like they're almost unfathomably quick compared to their super-top counterpart.
When we were glossing over the topic earlier, you mentioned something about it being Yeah, if it was on a graph in terms of the history of computers,
Yeah.
it's saying something along the lines of it would be a steady growth for however many years. When computers are invented, shot up, steady growth, steady growth, steady growth. Now this is the next point.
This is
shoot again.
Yeah. So compared to what computers have done between the invention of the PC and now, will be like almost not a flat line, but small growth.
Yeah.
Compared to what this will do for computers in the next generation.
Well, I assume right now buying one of these super components are going to be silly expensive.
Well, at the moment it's just the material, so they figured out how to. And again, it's only one paper coming out of South Korea, so
it's you believe what you want.
Exactly.
Really.
So no, at the moment it's being verified by scientists all around the world. Oh. So they've released the paper, and now other scientists are peer reviewing the paper and seeing if they can replicate it. Yeah. Which is great because it means if they can replicate it, we're onto something. Wow, and if they can't, this was all a load of nonsense, and we move on.
Think about it. Imagine this actually is a thing and they become accessible to everyone. Because I can imagine there will still be upwards of 5-10 grand in however many years' time. There will still going to be silly money. However, big companies will just have them.
Well, we're talking, could you imagine cloud-based software? Cloud-based computing running, you could have one computer linking into millions. Yeah. People only need a base unit to be able to connect to this supercomputer. You can run everything off one unit.
Well, think how fast you'd be able to export a video.
Phenomenal. After Effects will still crash though.
100%. It will find a way to crash.
Someone will upload After Effects to it and it'll just kill the whole thing.
Literally.
That's red funny. Screen.
But no, in other news, the Apple Vision AR has shot to the top of the trending again. I saw a video about someone explaining about the future of technology and AR and social media and things like that in general. And the guy basically goes on to explain that right now you walk down the street and everyone's looking down on their phones, everyone's on the train, they're looking on their phones, they're doing a thing, and in 15 to 25 years, instead of everyone looking down, they're all going to be looking up. Because they'll be wearing some form of glasses, shades, a small headset, which is basically doing everything that their phone did.
Yes. And I've always been a massive advocate for VR and AR, but am still of the opinion we're at the beginning of what could be a century-long development on it. Yeah. So we'll look back at these headsets in 20 years' time and be like we look back at like the 90s and look at
you look back at when
phones.
Computers were made.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, that's never going to take off. The internet, wow. Do you remember that's never going to take
first
off.
Mobile phones? Either they had to be like in your car, or you had to carry around a briefcase and a handset corded to it.
And everyone's like, I'm not doing that.
Nah, it's never going to take off.
Now look, but the guy goes on to explain in the video that AR will do things like it will eventually, like I said, it will be like a bulky pair of glasses. You know, you put your Ray-Bans on when it's sunny. It will be similar to that, just a bit bulkier. Yeah. Because all the technology will be small enough to fit, and it will do things. For example, if you're in a different country and you just look at a piece of text that's a different language, it will automatically translate in front of your eyes. If you look out of the window, it will automatically show a display of the weather, the forecast, so on and so on. It will do things like, if you speak to someone that you don't know, it will bring up a profile of them with their name, just some background information.
You know, their Tinder profile.
Yeah, well, you know, all the sort of, the most important stuff. But it just goes to, if you think Google are already really doing the translation stuff with the Google Glass.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I love the Google Glass. I've only seen one person in the wild.
Was it the guy in China that was using it?
No, I saw a guy in San Francisco.
I actually saw.
There was a guy in a shop. Yeah, this was 2010. Guy in a shop in San Francisco was wearing one. Wow. And but that's the only time I've ever seen it. Yeah. And I think even now, it's still probably ahead of its time.
And I think the reason it hasn't blown up is because all it really does is translate text, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it had a camera on it. You could record stuff. It could tell you the weather. Yeah. And I think the functionality wasn't there for anyone that wasn't techie or kind of into that stuff to use it.
Like, I just think that there's a clip from Steve Jobs back in 2009, basically explaining about headphones, and basically saying why headphones will never be great for feel. And he was basically saying you don't want to go to a cinema and watch a big flat screen and have headphones in. And he was basically saying that's never going to happen until somebody invents it. And then it go to show some clips of the Apple Vision. Yeah. With your headphones on, you are seeing a massive cinema screen in front of you. Yeah. And you could be on a train, you could be on a plane, you could be anywhere, and you're staring at this massive cinema screen with headphones in. And to hear it come from Steve Jobs, who then went on to, make everything that he did.
He rarely missed, that man.
Did rarely miss.
Yeah. What you think about him as a person is interesting, but in terms of a visionary, in terms of where he thinks the next thing for society is going to be,
I do look forward to it because I do like VR. It's just very expensive.
It is. I'm not paying. What was it? $3,500. Whatever, isn't it?
But it's even just normal VR. If you want to live a realistic VR experience, you need to be paying not only for your VR headset. You need to be paying for a supercomputer, essentially something that is powerful enough to run that VR. So right now, like for example, you can get the Quest 2, which is fine, but all the games are slightly cartoony. And if you do then go onto the higher end, it just drains the battery. It's slightly laggy. It might be a bit.
Plug it into a proper PC.
But no, I am a avid liker of reality.
But that's the thing. I still think we're so far at the beginning of all of this that it's always going to be so expensive to start off with. It's going to be clunky. It's not going to get adopted because it doesn't have the features. But once you roll it on and it then becomes a thing, it gets more into kind of the zeitgeist and gets used.
Yeah. Well, now that Apple are behind it.
Yeah.
They had Meta behind it. It just was. I don't think they have the same vision. But now that Apple have come out with their take on it,
I think what they need to do, they need to find a proper use case for it properly to be used.
Yeah.
So I don't think anyone yet has found any use case that can be used on a daily basis.
Well, it should be able.
Isn't a gimmick.
Yeah, it should be able to do everything your phone can do.
Yeah.
You should be able to just sit down with your headphones on and have your Twitter or X page in front of you, or your YouTube, or anything you would do on your phone, your messages, and you just type with your fingers on a virtual keyboard on your lap type thing, and it, and if it can do that,
it's one of these. Like, I know people that own these headsets, not the Apple ones, but VR in general.
Yeah,
and they don't use them, or if they do use them, it's to kind of play a game or two, but
and come off.
Yeah, and then come off. They use it for like an hour.
Yeah.
But once it gets... exactly. But once it actually starts to be used properly for something that it would...
Yeah.
It's not even that it was designed to, it's just the use case.
Well, the VR effect wears off very quick.
Yeah.
It's amazing the first few times you use it.
Yeah.
But once you've really experienced it, it just dies off.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it is still a laugh. It's still good fun. It's still fun every now and then to have... whack a zombie over the end of a baseball bat. It just is. It is still fun, but it does wear off over time. And if you have a lower end VR headset, I assume if you have a higher end and you've got a whole racing sim, I can see how that would be slightly different.
That is one thing I need to do.
Yeah,
I've been saying for years. Yeah. VR headset, sim set,
racing sim,
and then say bye to me for the next week.
Yeah, just hibernate in your room.
I'm just gone. Lock myself in the office. Finished.
But yeah. That's pretty much it that's happened this week.
Yeah, interested to see the future.
So I think for the next part, you were pretty much going to take it away. We was going to talk a little bit about if you're new into filmmaking, a huge thing that you need to learn is something called the 7-shot rule.
Yes.
If you want to take it away.
This has been kind of the basis for me of getting all the shots I need in a single room or area in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Because you've been on many shoots with me. A lot of the time we don't have that much time. Sometimes we do, we can set up shots nicely. Other time it's like, right, we're in a room, we're with somebody,
Yeah.
we need to grab a couple of shots. And this 7-shot rule always means, you can do more than 7 shots, but this means you've got at least the base shots sorted to be able to put a sequence together.
Yeah.
So first, so they're done in pairs with one extra. So the first pair are 2 wide shots. So you need establishing shots. So let's take a boardroom meeting, for example. If all of your shots are close-ups of like pens and people's hands and eyes and stuff, there's going to be no context. So you need minimum 2 shots, big and wide, whole boardroom, that kind of thing. Then it moves on to the next 2, which are 2 medium shots.
Okay.
So these will be kind of half body, closer shots of people or the subject. Shows a bit more intrigue, shows you the kind of purpose of the shot.
Yeah.
So the big wide shot, you get the whole thing, but you're not really kind of going to have much idea in terms. Yeah, you don't know what to focus on. You see everything, it's good. This is kind of saying like, right, this is where we're focusing.
Yeah.
Those are your next 2 shots. And then the last 2 shots are the close-ups.
Yeah.
So these are where you show, say it's a boardroom meeting, this is where you see the power dynamic. Someone might be slightly nervous, you show their twitchy hands, and maybe sweaty brow, that kind of thing. This shows the real detail in those shots or in the location.
Yeah.
And then the last shot is something unexpected.
Miscellaneous.
Yeah, miscellaneous. Get funky with it. This might be a twisty shot of one of the lights, or I don't know, a quick pan into something else, or a shot from outside the window or from outside the door. This is where you get a bit creative that adds that little bit of a next level. A little bit of spice to the
Yeah.
So yeah, adds a little bit of something. Otherwise, if you take that one away, your sequences are always going to look the same.
Yeah.
People know what to expect, but you need to add in that 1 or 2 shots that people go, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like
Fair
that.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, those have never done me wrong. And then you take it from, that's like your base, and you move on from there.
Yeah. You can't go wrong from that point on.
No.
Whatever you take is just got to complement what you've already done.
Exactly. But yeah, that's for me the
7-shot rule.
The 7-shot rule.
Pretty much, yeah. It's one of the.
Check it out and don't watch any of my previous videos because
That's pretty much.
you'll see it start popping up.
The first things I learned when I picked up a camera back in college was a 7-shot rule. Because you cover all bases.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the close-ups. So the 5th and 6th shots will help build character in your video, as well as the 1st and the 2nd.
Yeah.
It's okay. The 1st and 2nd shot, okay, we are in a board meeting. Okay, cool. But I don't really know where to look. The 3rd and the 4th, okay, we're focused on this guy.
Yeah.
This guy, he's probably the main speaker. But what's he really thinking? Okay, we're going to zoom in, like you say, to the sweaty brow. He's obviously nervous here. His hand's twitching. Okay, so now I've got a whole story. I'm in a board meeting focusing on the main speaker and he's nervous.
Yeah.
And you've done all of that in 7 shots.
Yeah. Like you've given the audience exactly what they need to know.
Yeah.
And then from then on, that's when you add supplementary shots. So shots of maybe the people that he's talking to, or
somebody writing something down.
Exactly. All of those are now additions to the main core of which you've already shot.
And you can apply it to everything. Okay, the main focus might be the main speaker, but then you could then go ahead and do the 7-shot rule again.
Yeah.
But for something else in the room.
Well, and it doesn't even have to have people in.
No.
So
it could be product.
We'll take like a so we do a lot of work in dentistry. Take a dental chair, for instance. You do wide establishing shot. Where is the product in?
Yeah, 2 of those.
2 of those, different angles, make them look nice. Medium shots. What are we focusing on in this space?
Yeah, being the chair.
Yeah, closer in on the chair. And then closer in again, what are the USPs and unique features of the chair that you want to point out? What makes it different?
Yeah. Could be the headrest.
It could
be the buttons that make it go up and down. It could be the tools that are attached to this chair.
It could be a new fabric.
Yeah.
It could be anything. But that's when you dial in again and say like, right, what are we actually looking for in this piece?
Yeah, and then your miscellaneous shot could be a shot of the chair raising, lowering.
Exactly.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
something a bit different.
Yeah, so that's the 7-shot rule. Next time you go into a shoot, if you are new, try it and let us know how it goes.
Yeah, yeah, and feel free to kind of ping it over. We can give it a little critique. We won't be too bad.
No, of course not.
Would be nice. Would be nice. No, I remember our early work.
Yeah, of course.
Anyway,
But yeah, no, that was good fun. I like that one.
yeah, yeah. So I think we've got give everyone enough to think about, and then we're going to carry on the journey home. It's stopped raining, but it's still miserable. So
Yeah, it's horrible. But
yeah, hope you're all having a nice day where you are, and
see you next.
see you on the next one.
Take care.